Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It is Saturday, January 13th, the beginning of a very big weekend for NFL fans. If you're not, you'll have plenty of time to go back and listen to any programs of ours that you may have missed, because the people that are in your life who love the NFL will be tied up for the next couple of days. Sorry about that. Not so sorry. Anyway, this is the program that takes the mystery out of your financial life, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions, make sense of those mysteries. If you have a question, if something is going on, just go to our website, jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button and write us your note. Now, once you write the note, there are two questions. One will be, would you like to come with us on the air for the audio version of the program? And the other question is, would you be willing to come on video to join us on our new show, the YouTube show that's called Jill on Money, powered by The Compound? I hope we get a wide smattering of people who want to be on video. We have gotten a certain demographic, you youngsters, but we'd love to have anyone come on, and it would be just an absolute blast, and we love that program, so do check it out if you haven't done so yet. Also, while you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter, because Mark does a great job with that. Good prep for the weekend anyway. Okay, today we are talking to Ross, who's on the line from Texas.
I'm ready for retirement from corporate life. And so I'm just wondering if I'm financially independent enough for my next endeavor.
Okay.
So we've talked about FIND before.
Yeah, I love that. So Ross, how old are you?
I am, my wife and I'll be 57 at the end of the year. My wife will be 55.
And you both are currently working, or are you just working? What's the division there?
I work full time, and my wife has had a part-time job for a long time. So mostly raising the kids and that kind of thing.
Right. Ross, how much do you earn right now?
150 probably, let's say a base. Yeah.
Okay. And are you entitled to bonuses?
Yes. So combined, we're probably 175.
Okay, that's great. And what about your wife? Part-time, how much does she earn?
It's between 10 and 20.
And you got some kids?
We have 3 boys.
Mm-hmm.
So the oldest 2 are out of college and launched. The youngest is just entered college. So he's 19 and just entered college.
And are you guys paying for his college?
Yes, we fully paid for the first 2, and we intend to do the same for the third. And we've got about $90,000 for that. So probably about 3 years worth of college saved up for him.
All right. So let's hear about some of the savings that you guys have done to see if this is possible.
Sure. So as far as retirement, just over $2 million in retirement accounts. Plus, we have an investment property that I count as towards that as well.
But not as part of that $2 million?
Correct. Right.
Okay. So what's the property worth?
The investment property is worth about $237,000, and we owe $177 on that.
And it's cash flowing positive for you?
Yes, over $600 a month. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, good. So you're going to hang on to that.
Yes, and we'd like to get a second one. So maybe we can talk about that, in a little bit.
Slow down, partner. Slow down right now. All right. The $2 million in retirement, is it all pre-tax, or is there some Roth part of that? What's the breakdown?
Yeah, we have about 1.8 of that, I'd say, is 401k or rollover IRA, traditional, IRA type stuff. And then so tax-free is the remaining about $240,000.
Okay, got it. Non-retirement assets?
Mostly it's just in our emergency fund, which is $65,000.
Okay, got it.
So nothing much there.
Okay, well, that's plenty as long as it's your emergency fund. Primary residence.
So the primary residence is about $580,000, $585,000, something like that, and we owe $55,000 on that.
Almost
pretty good
done.
Equity in that, about $530,000 in equity on that.
And if you were going to have a new endeavor, are you going to hang in that current primary residence, or is there any move that would that you're thinking about?
I'll probably just stay put.
Okay.
And then I don't really think of that in terms of any retirement. Like I think if I were to sell it, I probably would buy something, equal somewhere else. So,
okay. Fair enough. How much does it cost you guys to live your life in Texas? You make, let's just call it, just south of $200,000 a year. that has allowed you to accumulate a lot of money. So what do you think your actual retirement need is?
I kind of put it at 90,000 to be conservative. I feel like it's probably closer to 80 or something less than that. It's
Okay.
really what our annual expenses would be.
Would you be entitled to any pension benefit?
It's a small one. I think it'd be about $500 a month if I waited till 70 to
Mhm.
take that. If I took the lump sum, though, I believe it'd be right about 90,000. So
Hmm.
I'm including that 90,000 in the retirement assets that we talked
Okay, I got it. What about if you're thinking about like, I'm done with the corporate world,
about.
but you would be willing to work, yes?
Yes, I kind of would like to not have to go back to a W-2, 1099 type thing. But yeah, I haven't quite figured out what that new endeavor would be.
Okay.
But I'd be willing to do something because I think our goal is to not touch our retirement until say 65. So let those funds. I may not add to them. I may not be able to add to them, but let them ride, for the next, 7, 8 years.
Hmm.
And so I would want to cover my expenses somehow, some way. And if that means working for somebody else or just doing something else, then I'm open to that.
So, in your head, as you think about the $90,000 a year need, you're saying to me that you want to find some job that will pay you somewhere like north of $100,000. Because I presume your wife would still continue with her part time stuff or not?
Yeah, she probably would for a little
Okay.
while. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm just looking because obviously I wrote down 57 to 65 question mark.
yes,
And
that is the
because
question mark.
right.
Yes,
If I could wind the clock ahead and you were 67 and not 57, I'd be like, you're in great shape. This is a critical time in your life because, again, let's just say that you made $120,000 a year. Your wife continues to make her part time, and after taxes, it's fine. You cover your expenses, but you got to do that for those 8 years, mostly because of the health insurance implication. You just need to you need money coming in and
right,
you need to cover your health insurance.
right.
Is there a job that and again, I know this is all like sort of fantasy land, right?
Hmm.
But is there a job that you think you could be happier doing for half the money or whatever, 2/3 of the money? Or is it just like, oh my God, I'm just going to work for another ding dong firm and I'm going to be just as unhappy 2 years from now, but I'm be making less money?
I probably could find another place, but the last 2 years at my job has been really rough and
Mm.
not enjoyable, right? And so
Mm.
that is kind of, almost prompting me to want to do something else. And so I'm sure I could find another employer or another job that would be more enjoyable that I could
Yeah.
do.
I mean, I don't want to crush your dreams, honest to God. Although, I mean, I don't know. I think that you don't want to touch the $2 million, right? Because you want the two, in 8 years to be three or three and a half, right?
Right,
And
right.
at that time, if you look at the numbers, let's just pretend it's three and a half, okay?
Hmm.
And you look at those numbers and you say, well, $3.5 million. What could I pull out of that without blowing out of, the whole portfolio? And I think it gets you what you need. I mean, you sort of do need to accumulate somewhere around $3.5 million by the time you're ready to call it quits completely. Now, I'm not saying you will absolutely go from 2 to 3.5 over the next 8 years. I'm just
Sure,
saying, I think you could. It could be worse. It could be better.
sure.
But, to make the numbers look better, you'd want to make more now. I think you're close here. This is this would be quite a bold move on your part. If you're going to look for a new job this minute, is there a job that you think you can make, let's say, 125, 130, 140 and be happy? Are you looking? Are you actively looking? Do you feel like you have skills that are transferable to another firm?
I do have skills that would transfer, yes. I'm not actively looking. I'm looking at, I guess because part of that is I'm wanting to retire from the current company. And so to get a job with someone else, would be like, hey, can you start in 2 weeks type thing. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm really looking at is finish out this time. And then as I get close to that date, say it's the spring or something like that, then I would then start to look at
Okay.
that time. There is one thing a little tidbit to throw in there is that my employer does offer pre-65 medical. So, which is partly why I would want to retire as opposed to just leaving, right, and going to another job. Is they could cover the expenses are about $775 a month to get full medical for me and my wife. And
until you're so play that out for me a little bit. So you're 57 years old. You say, boss, it's been great. Shake your hand. I'm going to retire. Then what happens?
I have medical coverage through them until they phase it out. So I'd have about 4 years or so of coverage, 5 years of coverage with them.
That's big.
By then I'm 61. Now I do have 4 more years to cover on the market.
But still, that would be big.
Yeah,
because that would give you flexibility as you to at least in the beginning say,
right.
I don't know if I want a full-time job. But I mean, when we said the $90,000 a year, did that include $775 a month for medical or not? It did.
Yep,
okay. All right. All right. I feel that's a little breathing room. That's kind of cool. If you can find something to replace this income, then I think it's great. I agree. You cannot touch the retirement money. You cannot touch the retirement money until you're 65. You just can't because you're really close on the meeting your need. All right. Did you get your Social Security benefit estimate at age, your full retirement age or 70? Do you have those numbers?
I do. So for me, if I stopped working at the end of the year, but then delayed until 70, it would be $42,000 a year is the way I understand it. And for my wife, if she did the same,
right,
it would be about $15,000. So combined $57,000.
That's going to cover a good chunk of your needs. So even the pressure to keep your hands off the retirement assets is eased up once you get to age 70. And by the way, of course, you're going to have to pay tax on the money you pull out of the retirement funds, and you will, but it'll be at a low bracket, and hopefully, God willing. I don't know. I think it's possible. I think this is a possible plan. I really want you to crunch some of the numbers. Does your company provide a match to the 401k?
Yes, 8%.
Okay. So right now, are you maxing out, I presume?
I'm matching the 8%.
Oh, you're just doing 8%.
Yes.
You're not putting in more than that. Okay. So keep doing the 8%, but don't put any more money away. And money that is saved in general, if you get a better bonus or whatever, just pop it into your emergency reserve.
Right.
I'd love that emergency reserve to be $100,000 by the time you're calling it quits. Or I shouldn't say call it quits. When you are finding your next endeavor.
That's right.
It's very exciting, right?
Yeah. I also do contribute to the IRAs for us each year. So that's why I don't maximize the 401k. But I switch over, once I get the match, I switch over to the IRAs and contribute to those. So we're putting away about $25,000 a year.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the IRAs now. Okay. I would just let that be. Forget it. Okay. I really would rather you have more cash.
Okay. I mentioned earlier about the investment property, about getting a second one pretty good.
NO spells no. No way. Okay. There's no money to do that. You'd have to pull money out of your retirement plan, pay tax on it. No. And you're
I'd pull it out of the Roth. My contributions to the Roth, I guess, are
no.
Okay.
What else? Wills in place?
We have a wills, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Healthcare proxies? I
don't know about that though.
That's a biggie in my world. I think that would be really important for you guys. Just to know if something bad happens, my wife gets to pull the plug. I get to pull the plug on her.
Right. Okay?
I think it's exciting. You got to tell us you got to tell us how Plan B works out. You must keep in touch with us. Okay. You promise?
Will do. Yes. Thank y'all so much.
If you would like to run different scenarios by me and Mark, we're both certified financial planners. We'd love to help you out. All you need to do is go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. While you're there, don't forget to subscribe to the Jill on Money live service. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars for a whole year and lots of fun bonus video content. $35 is all it costs because Mark has not figured out how to raise the price yet, but I'm sure he will. So you might as well subscribe now. Okay. Also, you can subscribe to this program on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Don't forget to leave us a rating and review. We really would appreciate it. Lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.